Hello, welcome to So You Think You Want to Coach. My name is Durante Polite. I'm a collegiate basketball coach, going into my 11th year. And so with that, I decided I just wanted to kind of put some videos together for young coaches, for those who think they might want to actually do this. They want to get into coaching somehow. Maybe they just finished playing, or maybe you're young in the game and you want to try to work your way up. And so I feel like my story is a little unique. I've had, young coaches reach out to me and use that language that they think my journey is a little unique from what they see. And I'm pretty sure everyone feels like their journey is unique, but I would say mine is a different route. I started out, really at the small college level. And so I kind of just want to share. That's the thing. A lot of people have shared with me in my journey, and I want to be able to share with other people. And so, let's go on this journey. I don't know where this is going to go. Maybe it leads to interviews with other coaches. I definitely want to do something like a drill of the week, break down one of my favorite drills that we use in practice and things of that nature. But before we go any further, please subscribe, subscribe and like down below, and share it with other coaches, those who you think that will benefit from this. And so let's get right into it. So my first topic that I want to talk about is you have to start somewhere, right? You just got to start. You got to start wherever the opportunity is. It's really hard to get into coaching. A lot of times it's something that a lot of people want to do. So you just got to start. Get involved, whether it's the rec league, whether it's the high school, whether it is the JV team, whatever it is, whether it's small college. You have to start somewhere. I think Roy Williams, like one of his first coaching jobs, I want to say was like a girls like tennis coach, like a JV coach or something like that. But it wasn't even basketball. But he got started somewhere. So that's what you got to do. Sometimes there have been times where I've come across young coaches, and it's almost like they want, on the women's side, they want the UConn job, right from the jump, or the Duke job on the men's side, or like Kentucky, these top tier programs right from the beginning. And it's great if those opportunities open up for you and you can take advantage of that, or just like the top high school in the state. Like it's great, but 9 times out of 10, like it's not going to work that way. So you have to get started somewhere, and you're probably not going to get paid. Or if you do get paid, you're probably not going to get paid very much, but you have to start somewhere. Start building your philosophy. Start understanding your own coaching style. When you first get started, you want to take on a lot of probably what your former coaches used to do. You want to take on like what coaches that you like. You want to try to implement those things. But at some point, those things have to become your own. And they don't become your own if you're not involved in it, if you're not actually doing it. So I'd say just start. Just start. No matter where it is, no matter what it is, just get started. I'd say my first coaching experience, I was in college. I was trying to make the basketball team at my alma mater, North Carolina A&T State University, Aggie Pride. And I had a trainer. And, we were working together. And at one point in time, he was coaching the AAU team, a USSSA team. And he says to me, if you help me coach, I'll train you for free. And so I jumped on that because I'm like, let me save my little bit of money here. So I started coaching. And it was some young guys, some young high school guys, and it was fun. Really enjoyed it. And I was kind of like an assistant for like the top group, and I was the head coach for the bottom group. And sometimes we would be in the same events, sometimes we would be at other events. But I didn't really look at my role as like more so head coach of the second squad. I didn't look at it as like a bad thing. Like that was my squad. I was going to coach the mess out of them. Had an opportunity after that to coach with, I don't even know how this came about, but and I almost forget about it, but I had an opportunity to coach with a public housing team with another guy that was in college, and we got asked to do it, and just did it, and those experiences have kind of helped me to where I've gotten to now. When I first started, I started a basketball business with a friend, and one of the first things we did, we got a 6th grade boys YMCA team, and we started coaching there, and we coached them hard, and we coached the mess out of them. And so we started somewhere. Then my first job, where it was more like a profession, where I was really getting paid to coach, was at a small little Bible college that no one's ever heard of. You probably never heard of, but it was a school that I played basketball there, Central Christian College of the Bible, but it wasn't like the greatest job in the world. It kind of came about where the AD was also the head coach of the women's basketball program. I said to her kind of in passing, like, hey, if we ever move back out here, I would love to help out with the team. And her response was, if you move back out here, I'll make you my coach. And at the time, I didn't know that's what I wanted to do. I really liked the training aspect of things. But then I realized, like, well, if I take my training methods, now I can kind of use them as, when you're a trainer, like someone else, kind of uses the work that you've put in. Whereas if you're a head coach, you can do both. And so, I started there, but non-scholarship program, so it was like D3, but it wasn't D3. It was the NCCAA Division II, right? So a lot of you have never even heard of that before. So non-scholarship program, did not have much of a budget at all. I did not have like a paid assistant coach. I think we paid a manager, and that's it. And the school itself, which again, that's my alma mater too, Central Christian College of the Bible, graduated from there as well. But not a lot of degree offerings, and so none of that crossed my mind though. I didn't think about any of that. This is my start, so I'm going to take it. That's the opportunity. I'm going to take the opportunity, and, I'm going to go where the opportunity is. And it wasn't even a full-time job. I got paid a stipend, and it was not a lot of money. But I loved it. I enjoyed it, and I didn't complain. And, I worked to figure things out from a financial standpoint. And my grandfather, that's when I learned. My grandfather used to always tell me, he's like, listen, when you're doing something that you love, it's not like work. And that's the first time I experienced that. I experienced it during that time, where I would go to work early in the morning, get out of the office like late at night, and I feel like the day just went by really fast. Like it wasn't long, arduous, like from the standpoint of like I didn't enjoy it, time going by slow. It's like, oh man, where did the day go? I need more time. And so, but I just started. I didn't look at the obstacles. I looked at the opportunity. And so that's what you got to do. You just gotta get started. I never forget. It was like my second year, and there was this coach who that I used to run up against. And one day she was like, I just don't know how you recruit anybody here. I had never thought about it before. It hadn't crossed my mind that, from a recruiting standpoint, I was in a pretty bad situation, right? When it compared to other schools and what they offer in the surrounding area and from an academic standpoint and all that. I hadn't even thought about any of that. Like, I was kind of like, what is she talking about at first? And I'm like, oh, okay, I see what she's talking about. But I was in love with the opportunity. I was in love with the opportunity and the chance that I got to coach. And so that's where I was. That's where I started. And I was fine with that. Like, and I did very well. We won the conference, I think my first year there. Second, we didn't make the national tournament. We were one game away. We got to the regional finals 2 years in a row, fell short both of those occasions. But it was great. It was a great, and I jumped in as a head coach, which is rare itself. But yeah, so wherever you just get started, find a way to get started. If you want to do it, don't wait until the college job come along. Don't wait until the high school job come along. Like if the middle school job is open, do it. If it's a rec league at the YMCA, do it. Because you never know who you're going to meet, which that'll be something that we talk about as well. But you got to get started. You got to gain some type of experience. And you're not always able to be in control of the opportunity that you're going to get. So you got to take the opportunities that you get. Even when, I worked at a pretty well-known sports academy, I'll just say in the southern part of the U.S., but even there, I was an assistant with our top high school team, and I was an assistant with the post grad team, and they had the more talented players on those teams. And then I was the head coach for a varsity squad, local varsity squad. We didn't travel nationally as much. But I didn't care. I coached them just like I coached my college teams. Like I gave, and I'm not sitting here saying like I'm the best and I got everything all figured out and I'm perfect. I'm just saying like it didn't matter, right? Like this is where I'm at. I'm going to love this opportunity no matter who I'm coaching. I'm going to make the best out of it. I'm going to coach them hard. I'm going to coach them, give them all my effort and my energy. But you got to get started somewhere. You cannot be picky and say, well, I should have the high school job, right? Or I should have the varsity job. Or I should be at this middle school. They should have, like, you can't have that mindset because there's so many people that want these jobs. You got to take the opportunity, and then, a lot of coaches say, bloom where you're planted. I've heard that before. So I just say my version of that is you got to start somewhere. Get started. Don't hold back. Find time. Volunteer at the YMCA. Volunteer at your local rec league. Like, and a lot of times you got to be willing to, even at the college level, sometimes you got to be willing to be a volunteer first. So get started somewhere. You can get your experience. You can get your philosophy. You can understand who you are as a coach. You can understand how to start relating to athletes or student athletes. Start understanding like emotional intelligence and how, you got to be different with this athlete than you are with that athlete, and kind of play that mental gymnastics in order to get your point across. Like you have to learn all that type of stuff, and you can think, you could think all you want to what you should be doing, and you can criticize this coach and say what that coach should be doing. But if you haven't done it, how do you know, right? And so got to get started somewhere, especially if it's something that you want to do for a living. If it's something where you want your main source of income to come from it, get started. Go ahead and get started. Don't let anything hold you back, and jump on the opportunity that you can take, because it's going to give you some real experience, and you can find out, hey, maybe it's not something that I want to do. But get in the game, man. Like, we need coaches. We need good coaches. We need people that are in it for the right reasons. And so just get started. Wherever it is, if you want to do this thing, get started, get your experience. Hope you enjoyed that message. And, I'm looking to bring you something, hopefully again next week. We can dive into go a little bit deeper and something else that I think is very important if you're trying to get into this thing. All right. So this is Durante Polite once again from So You Think You Can Coach. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do that. Let's go back over again. This is Durante Polite again for So You Think You Want to Coach? And remember, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and share it. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. Take care. Hey, I'm back. One more thing. For you young coaches out there that are looking to get started, want a great, last year, every year I always come up, try to, go back to what I've been doing and try to make it better and be more efficient, whether it's note taking and all that type of stuff. And so last year I was putting something together and I was looking to try to find it on the market, and I couldn't find it. So I put it together. I made it myself. And it is the Playbook Journal. All right. The Playbook Journal. Coaches, get it. All right. Go out and get it. The link is below. We have the brown version. Looks like a basketball. We have a black version as well. But it is filled with custom diagrams and things like that. You have your half court. You have your full court. You have your lines. I use it for all of my scout information. So as you can see, I got everything in here with my scouts. I use it for when I'm watching NBA, WNBA games, even some AAU games, high school games. Like if I see something I like, I write it down and we'll put it in. But I think it's a great tool. It's hardcover, all right? So it's very durable. 160 pages. They're thick, so you don't have to worry about your notes bleeding over. It's a lay flat journal, all right? So, it works like we can go. This is early in the journal, and look, we laying flat, all right? And so it's a great tool. A lot of coaches have been using it. Our entire program use it. Our men's program, they use it. I'm talking about like coaches and players, like entire program. And we have entire staffs that have purchased it. coaches at high level schools that really think it's a great tool. So go out and get your Playbook Journal. It's great for all levels. If you're going to a coaching clinic or something like that, you can have something. You don't have to draw your own diagrams. The diagrams are already in there. All right. And this is, look how I can hold this in my hand. So it's easy to transport. It's A4 size. We are coming out with a little bit bigger version of a B5, like the size of a composition notebook. But go get your Playbook Journal today. All right. Amazon is a prime item. So a lot of times they ship out in no time, in just a couple of days if you have a Prime membership. But yeah, the Playbook Journal, links are below. Or go to Google and just search Playbook Journal, or go to Amazon, just search Playbook Journal, or go to Google and just search basketball journal. The black one or the brown one should show up. But the Playbook Journal, go and get yours today. All right, have a good one.